By God, it feels like we're running the old show again. All right, here we go. Welcome into another episode of the Brand X Podcast, episode 105. I am one of your hosts, John, alongside me, Deuce.
Come stop, bitches.
First of all, I have to say, bravo how you've cleaned up your studio. I mean, last time it was, you said you were going to
shit house.
It was a shit house. I didn't want to say shit house, but it was a shit house.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Okay.
Mostly it was Diane's shit.
Okay, it was mostly Diane's shit. And so now it is nice and clean and spiffy. Also, have you gotten any feedback from people that you know that the show is back on again?
Superfan Dave.
Superfan Dave was excited?
Yeah, he was psyched when he got the notification. After what, 4 years of no alerts. It was like, hey, I got an alert that there's a new show. So he was excited.
Yep. Jason and Mindy from the Jason and Mindy podcast. They were excited.
Yeah. I was talking to Jason. We were both struggling with our yards, as I like to term it, doing battle with my arch enemy. I'm never triumphant. It always seems to come back like a jihadi.
Yeah, I have the Jimmy. The Jimmy does all my lawn work, so.
Yeah, the Jimmy might be getting some business from me. I'm not happy with the guy that's doing my property in Gibbstown. So, I think what this guy did, because he does my other property.
Okay.
And he does good work, but he's one of those businessmen that makes your problem. He's one of those guys that makes his problem your problem.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So if he has health issues, it's my problem. It's one of those guys. So I think he must have hired somebody closer to that area to do the work, and the guy's not doing the work. And I'm like, I went down there, I'm like, I paid for this and there's nothing done. What the hell's going on? Oh, well, you don't understand. I've got issue. That's not my problem. You're making it my problem. So
that's your problem.
Jimmy might be getting work. So yeah, this guy, the Jimmy does snow removal too, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, because that's what this guy does, snow removal and the landscaping, but he's not really doing the landscaping. Not to my liking anyway.
Well, first of all, when your guy has a problem, it becomes your problem. When Jimmy's has a problem, it becomes my problem. So he'll call me up and he'll start telling me about his problems. And I'm like, all right. And then when I talk to him about it, then he gets mad at me.
So, yeah, you're not listening.
Yeah, you don't understand.
You don't know what it's like.
Yeah, right. You're right. I don't. Yeah. But one thing I do know is that...
That's not what I signed up for.
Exactly.
I didn't sign up for to hear what the hell the goddamn Jimmy's problems is.
Yeah, he was all fired up the other day because he's got this one guy's worked for him for a long time. And the guy is like just doing horrible work. He's not paying attention. He's making mistakes that he shouldn't be making. And I said to him, dude, fire him. Don't call me. Don't do passive-aggressive shit to make him madder. Fire him.
Yeah.
It'll be so much better. He goes, well, then I got to replace him. Yes, you do.
That's part of the game.
It is.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And you know what? And having been there, it's one of the hardest things to do is to not only get a new employee, but get a good employee.
Exactly.
Because quite frankly, a lot of people today now just have a case of the fuck-its.
Fuck it.
Yeah, they don't care. It's like,
we'll let the government take care of it.
Yeah, because they're so efficient. How was your 4th of July?
It was just like every other 4th of July. I want to get into something here because I have to preface what we're going to talk about by talking about something else, if you wouldn't mind.
No.
All right. So have you heard about the Large Hadron Collider that's in...
Super Collider.
Why don't we just call it the Super Collider? Because I can't seem to pronounce Hadron, because to me it's Hadron, Hadron, but they don't pronounce it that way. The Super Collider. So today is today that they're going to fire this thing up again after 2 years or whatever.
3 years, I think it was.
Okay. They're going to take this thing and they're going to start smashing particles again. It's like more powerful than the last time they did it. And they're looking for something else. Now, 10 years ago, they found this thing that was called the Higgs-boson particle.
The God particle.
The God particle. Yeah. So you do know about this.
Yeah. I'm smart.
I'm smart.
I'm not dumb.
I know
Not
things.
like they say. Send Fredo to Vegas to pick someone up. You know, if you're going to do that, you really shouldn't do that from a chase lounge, like in a lounging position, because you really don't have no power. When your brother's towering over you and you're in a chase lounge yelling, I'm smart, you really don't have any leverage. But I digress.
So in 1964, physicists theorized that this particle existed, but they could never prove it. So anyhow, whatever they're doing there, smashing shit into each other, they found it. So they're like, wow, this is great. Let's do some more. Well, they think that if they do this, they're going to find like where it can open a portal to other dimensions. Then things can come through those dimensions. And in this time, do we really need things coming through portals or going to other portals? Or maybe it would create a black hole and suck us all in, and that would be the end of everything?
Bring it on. At this point, yeah, bring it on.
Bring it on.
Yeah. Now, if it was post-November elections, when everything will start to look up, I would say, yeah, maybe not. But at this point, bring it on.
All right, put a pin in that because I want to talk about that a little bit later. All right. So what they said that in 2012 that they did this, and they think they threw us into another dimension. Now, apparently, you're in the same dimension that I am. Or I'm in a different dimension, and I'm talking to a different Deuce than I used to talk to in 2011. I don't know.
Who's saying this stuff? I mean, I know about the story and what they're doing, but when you get up into the weeds with these, now who are these people? Are they just like kooks?
They could be,
or are they scientists?
They could be kooks. Some of them are scientists. All right. So, have you ever heard of the Mandela effect?
I think I have.
Okay, the Mandela effect, and I found a really neat article.
Because when I hear Mandela, I think about those two kids that killed their parents in California, like 25 years ago.
All right, so here I'm going to bring up an article, and for you listening at home, it doesn't mean like there's nothing for you to look at. It's just something for Deuce and I to look at.
Curious monkey, inquisitive monkey.
So the Mandela effect is what has you questioning everything, and since you have a great memory and I do not, I wanted to see if you remember these things the way they were, or is this bullshit? So this is why I'm glad we're doing this. It's a phenomenon that makes us question the most mundane memories from our past. In June 2019, New York Times crossword puzzle made it the theme and described it as recent refinement or false memories that typically refer to pop culture or current event references. So what they're saying is that since we got moved into this other dimension, things are different. All right, so here's the first one, starting with Mandela's death. The theory is that he died in 2013. However, countless people remember him dying in prison in the 1980s. So this is it. Now, do you remember him dying in prison in the 80s? Or do you? I remember him.
I remember him dying when he died.
Okay.
Which is recently.
Here we go. Jiffy peanut butter.
Never Jiffy.
Never?
Always Jif.
I remember Jiffy.
Oh, you're insane. Okay,
I'm insane, but I do remember Jiffy. Or did they put this up here now all of a sudden I'm like, I think I remember that way.
I think they call that misremembering. That's another scientific term.
Who, me?
No, I'm serious. I'm pretty sure I've read about the phenomenon of misremembering, and it basically comes because something is so close to the truth, but with the passage of time, you're not really sure. But if someone else you talk to is really, really positive about it, then you'll say, oh, well, then they must be right. And you go along to get along.
Okay. Looney Tunes. So instead of Looney Tunes,
it's always two TOONSS.
All right.
Never tunes as in a song.
So it makes almost zero sense. But yes, the cartoon was spelled as Tunes.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so. Now you're going to make me pull up YouTube and look at it. Maybe I'm a victim of misremembering myself.
Maybe you are. All right, so let's just go up. Well, I'm just going to go to Google right now, and I'm going to put Looney Tunes. It's Tunes, Tuns.
You know what? That does make sense because the other Warner Brothers cartoons was Merry Melodies.
Okay.
I don't know if some of them would be Looney Tunes, some would be Merry Melodies. While you're there, Google Merry Melodies.
All right. Merry, Merry. But how would you spell Merry?
I think it was spelled with an I.
It's Merrie, Melody.
Yeah, okay.
But even in 1931, it was spelled Looney Tunes. And I always thought it was Looney Tunes as in Looney Cartoons.
Right. Most people remember Looney Tunes, but they never remember Merry Melodies.
No, of course I don't.
You didn't, yeah.
No,
so.
well, no, I did not.
And you're not alone. Most people don't remember that.
But if you gave me these two, said which one is it, I would say it's the Looney Tunes, Toons, not Looney Tunes, Tunes.
I would have too.
Okay. All right, this one here. Berenstain Bears or Berenstain Bears? Which do you remember? I remember Berenstain Bears.
I remember it as the Berenstain Bears.
See? I would pick the first one. They said that Berenstain Bears did not exist. All right, here we go. Big Monkey. Curious George Tales.
I'm not sure, but I don't remember a tale because I think he was a chimp.
Okay. I'll go with that. I don't have anything. All right. Sex in the City, Sex and the City. What do you remember?
I never watched the show. I used to just call it Sluts in the City, so I'm going to go with Sex in the City.
Right, but it's not. It was actually titled Sex and the City. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I never watched that show.
I didn't either, but okay. Here we go. Febreze, Febreze, or Febreze, Febreze.
Well, we use Lysol, so I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
I would think it was the Febreze because it was breeze, Febreze. I always remembered that, not the way it's spelt. I thought it was spelt with the two E's instead of one.
I don't know because we've never had it in this home.
All right, Oscar Mayer or Oscar.
Goes in a jingle. It's Mayer.
There we go.
My baloney has a first name.
It's Mayer. Okay. You're right.
Now for that cute little kid on the dock with the fishing rod, I would not know this answer.
I wouldn't even know how to spell baloney.
Oh, it's Bolg. Yeah.
And Skechers, and then Skechers. Okay, so it's SK.
I think it's the CH, isn't it?
It is the CH. It's always the second one in here, but I thought it was without the C. So SKETCHER, or with the T. Skechers. But then again, it could just be me.
First one would refer to artists.
Right, but I mean, see, even a couple of these. All right, here, Fruit Loops. Now, you're a cereal fan.
Right.
Was it Fruit Loops or was it Fruit Loops with the fruit spelled FROOT? What do you remember?
I remember it as fruit, the proper spelling.
It's never been that. It's always been the second one. And they said it's been doing this for years. And if you go back and Google this, it'll show old ones that are spelled that way. And I could have sworn it was fruit, FRUIT, and not Fruit Loops.
Yeah, I think it's just misremembering. Henry VIII.
All right, here's one. Now, this one
He never had a monocle.
He never had one.
Never had a monocle.
The Monopoly Man and his monocle.
Never had it.
I could have sworn. I'd have bet hard green cash.
I think people conflate him with, and it says it right there with the Mr. Peanut from Planet, because they both wear a top hat.
Yeah, you think? I'll tell you, Deuce. I'm telling you right now.
And the Monopoly Man never had a cane either.
Okay.
He was just, that's Uncle Moneybags, I believe is his name.
Pikachu's tail.
I don't know.
I don't know that one.
Never watched it.
Kit Kat, I always remember as Kit Kat without the hyphen.
No, it has a hyphen.
It does not.
Doesn't it? It does not? Okay.
It does not.
Yeah, I'm a I'm a Reese's peanut butter guy anyway.
I mean, we've all had a Kit Kat in our day, haven't we?
No, I'm not wild about chocolate covered cookies.
No?
I mean, I may have had one, like someone
broke a
piece off and said, "Hey, here, one. Why not?"
Fruit Loop. Do you remember the basket?
Fruit of the Loom?
Fruit of the Loom. Fruit of the Loom. Do you remember? I could have sworn it had the cornucopia basket.
No.
No.
But I wear that, so I look at it every day. Like, all right, where's the tag? All right,
Okay, which
tag
way?
in the back. I'm good to go.
I just look for the shit stain.
Yeah. No, well,
Just
you got a
kidding.
problem, man. you better start wearing dark colored underwear. You'd be helpless.
I wear black.
There's no Z and Cheez It.
I don't remember the Z and Cheez-Its.
There's no, yeah, that's just crazy talk.
Double stuff Oreos or double stuff with one F?
I think it's one F.
I would have sworn that was two. Double stuff, two Fs.
Well, Oreos passed through this house and then through my colon, so I'm pretty sure I've read that.
Okay.
Yeah, seeing double stuff.
All right. And then
C-3PO
has a silver leg.
always.
Okay.
In fact, it's funny that you're showing this because I watched Star Wars A New Hope 2 nights ago. And in the opening sequence, when him and R2-D2 are coming through during the attack, you can clearly see it right from the first scene of C-3PO.
With the silver leg.
Always had the silver light. Now, in this photo they're showing, it's really, really
prominent.
Enhanced. It was always silver, but it wasn't like they have it. They're like chrome almost.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And then Flintstones with Flint, F-L-I-N-T stones or Flintstones?
I remember as Flint Stones.
There was only one Cinderella's castle in Walt Disney World in Florida. Some people say there were two. That one.
There'd be one in Disneyland, right? California's Disneyland.
Okay.
Isn't there a castle
there's only
there?
one, and it's in Disney World. Oh, there's the blue and pink castle in California is Sleeping Beauty. Okay. Well, I could see that being messed up.
Yeah, but that castle, I think they use on the logo. The
Right.
Disney World. I think they used the Disney World castle on their logo.
Okay,
It's much bigger.
This one freaked me the fuck out. Ed McMahon, Publishers Clearinghouse. He wasn't a spokesman for this? I remember him being a spokesman for this.
I don't remember Ed McMahon being a spokesman for that. I remember him doing Star Search, and
I could have sworn that he was there with the checks when they would do the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
I don't know. Maybe he advertised for it, but I don't think he actually handed out the big giant
yeah, but he was.
check.
I remember him being part of the campaign for it, but was never.
So maybe he was on TV hawking it.
He says he was never a spokesman for the company.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He worked for American Family Publishers, but he never handed anyone checks. His face was simply on the envelopes. And this one,
Play it, Sam.
Play it. It's not play it again.
It's always play it, Sam.
It's not play it again.
Never play it again, Sam. And along with that, Sherlock Holmes never said elementary, my dear Watson.
It's elementary Watson.
Elementary Watson.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, it's just little Sherlock.
Luke, I am your father.
I think the line is, no, I am your father.
Okay. You remember that.
Yeah, well, I've watched all the Star Wars movies thousands of times. The traditional Star Wars one, not that Jar Jar Binks bullshit.
We're going to need a bigger boat for Jaws.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
You're going to need a bigger boat. I can see that just being you just hear it like, we're going to need a bigger boat, or you're going to need a bigger boat. That's when he was throwing the chum, and all of a sudden, it's the first time you see the shark.
Yeah, he backs up.
Yes.
That's one of the best scenes in the movie because he sits bolt upright like someone jammed a pole up his ass. And then he walks backwards into the cabin, and Quint's doing Quint-like things, and he just says, you're going to need a bigger boat.
It won't take down 3 barrels. It can't take down 3 barrels.
More water, Hooper.
So that movie came out June 20th, 1975, Jaws. And since we just had July 4th weekend, and so it's on the TV. And I remember being 14 years old, going to Ocean City, New Jersey. It was a rainy day, so you always went to a movie theater when it was raining down the shore when you're on vacation. And we saw Jaws. And that movie scared the ever-loving shit out of me. You were probably too young to watch it in a theater.
Oh, we went.
Oh, you did? How old were you?
I dragged the book into school, and my 5th grade teacher had a canary because that book had the F words in it.
Oh, I'm sure it did. Didn't the movie have the F words in it? I think the movie.
No, it's PG.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because in the book, Matt Hooper was banging Chief Brody's wife because they knew each other.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, so I'm like reading the book. I'm like, wow, they certainly didn't put this in the movie.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And the ending that Steven Spielberg had in the movie was much better than the book. It was terrible in the book. Do you know how it ends in the book?
Sure, I do.
All right. I don't think it's going to be a spoiler at this point.
If it is, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. It's like almost 50 years, you know. In the book, the boat's going down. Brody's on the boat, and the shark's coming at him. And he closes his eyes, waiting to be crunched, and nothing happens. And he opens his eyes, and the shark just stopped dead in the water. And if a shark stops dead in the water, it can't survive because it needs the water to pass over its gills to keep it oxygenated.
Mm-hmm.
And the shark just sinks and dies.
What?
Yeah. So I saw the movie first, and it's a great movie. Then I decided to read the book, and I'm like, oh, man, this really sucks. It's like, that was one instance where the book was not better than the movie.
So how old? You were in 5th grade, so you were 10.
I was in the 4th grade going into the 5th grade.
Okay, so that makes you
in 1975.
9 or 10. How old were you?
10 going on 11.
Okay, so you were 10 years old. You were 10 years old reading that book.
Right.
Jesus.
And Mrs. Myers had a canary.
Mrs. Myers.
Does your mother know you have it? Yeah, she gave it to me.
It has the F word in it.
Yeah,
Genghis.
My mom's no prude. Mrs. Myers. She's probably long been pushing up daisies at this point.
Genghis says that word all the time, Mrs. Myers.
He uses it like a comma.
Now, for anybody who knew, Genghis is Deuce's father, who I thought his name was Genghis for years. I had no idea his name was. I thought his first name was Genghis. And then when they told me his first name was John, or no, his first name is the same.
He went by John.
Yeah, his first name is the same as yours.
Right. He went by John. He didn't like our name.
Right.
Back in the good old days, the woman was pregnant. She just went to the hospital and had the baby, and then Dad showed up later. It's Phil Donahue that fucked it up for everybody else. Like, oh, you have to be in the room. You have to tell her forehead off. No, I don't. Please. What am I paying the doctor for?
My wife at the time tried to take him, separate 3 fingers from my hand when she was in there.
A father has no business being in there.
I agree with that. Because
no business whatsoever.
The first thing I tell anybody is don't look down. When I looked down and that head was coming out, it changed things for me.
I wanted to go down as one of the last of the 20th century men because I'm not going in there, and I didn't.
You didn't go in?
They thought I would break, but I didn't.
They don't know you very well, do they?
Yeah, me and Genghis, we sat in the waiting room. That's dozing off, drinking coffee. It was great. And of course, Diane dilly-dallied even with birth. It took 12 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we went in. She was in labor for 12 hours. We went in 2 a.m, and my son was born at 2:32 in the afternoon.
Wow.
I'm like, oh yeah, pick up the pace in there. Let's go. I got a business to run. Because at that point, I was self-employed. I can't be hanging around waiting for you. Let's go. Move it. Time is money.
I can hear you say that. Oh, my God. Yeah. Well, of course, we were down the shore. And then my dad, the next day after we go see Jaws, and I'm scared shitless. We had a travel trailer, 28-foot travel trailer. We had 7 people sleeping in this thing. Sleeps 8. Yeah, bullshit.
Oh, wow.
So we're in there. In the middle of the night, I had a dream that I was sleeping on a dock, and the shark was trying to come up and take bites out of the dock. And I wake up screaming, and my dad goes, "What the fuck is going on out there?" So I said, "Oh, I had a nightmare, a shark. Go back to sleep. There's no sharks in the goddamn trailer." Yeah. So I go to sleep.
Trailer shark.
Trailer shark. Next day, we wake up. I go, "Where are we going?" He says, "I figured we'd go down the jetty. I hear they're getting crabs out of the jetty." What? Yeah. You go down with a net and you look for the white faces. Then you poke them, and when they come out of the hole, you net them. And I go, I'm not going in that goddamn water. I didn't say goddamn. I was only 14. I said, I'm not going in that water. Why not, you pussy? Because I'm not going in the water. I just saw Jaws. I'm not going in that. You, yes, you are. Get in the car. So he made me go out there waist deep in the water.
He made you face your fear.
Yeah, face my fear. He made me face. I'm telling you, dude, I was shitting my pants out there. But that's what fathers did back then. They're like, get out there, pussy.
It's only a movie, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, it's only a movie.
What are you afraid of?
I know, it's crazy. It was insane.
We went to the old Ellisburg movie theater in Cherry Hill to see Jaws. And the movie was scary, but the part that made me jump out of my seat.
Hold on, before you, don't tell me. I'll tell you which one I think it is. It's when Hooper's down with his, he's got his scuba gear on, and he's down at that boat they found, and that fucking head pops out of that hole in the boat. Is that it?
Poor Ben Gardner. Yeah. when Ben Gardner's head pops out and the eyes out, and it's just like, you do see him briefly in Jaws before that scene. You know what part it was? When Hooper arrives and everyone's going out to catch the shark, and they're like loading dynamite onto the boats and everything. Ben Gardner is the guy that's sailing out. Get out of the way, you stupid ass. Some of these people. He has one line in it. That's Ben Gardner.
How about
I don't know. I don't remember the exact quote, but that's Ben Gardner. Then you see him when his head pops out, and everyone remembers Ben for that. Thanks, Ben.
So I'm in the theater, right? And we're sitting there, and I'm looking, and all of a sudden he's looking in that hole, and that fucking head. First of all, I thought it was a shark coming out. When I first saw it, it looked like a shark's mouth, and I went, shark! And everybody went, oh, and everybody screamed, you know. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh my god, oh. And everybody around me was laughing because I was like having a fucking panic attack back then.
The interesting thing about movie theaters back then, this would never fly now because it's just a war zone in the movie theaters now. But you would go to the movie theaters, and if someone was misbehaving, some usher would come out, with a flashlight and tell you, get the hell out of the movie theater. And people did it. You know, they're like, get out. You can't be here doing this shit. And it's usually like the pimply faced kid on The Simpsons, like, would you like fries with that, sir? You know, it was like a kid, a teenager in a green blazer with a flashlight would come out, and he would eject people out, and people did it. Or if he yelled at you to keep it quiet, people did it.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like that ship sailed, and that it has been like that since like the 1990s. That all came to an end, but it was like great. People today don't know the magic of going to a movie theater with well-behaved people that you could actually like hear the movie.
Yeah, when there's not someone sitting there with their phone up and the shine. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know, grab ass and.
All right. So anyhow, I want to circle back to this CERN thing. With the collider. I want to circle back. All right. So here's what they're saying about this.
I guess that's never going to happen. Now that she's gone, she never circled back to anything she promised.
Nope.
That whore.
Yeah.
I hope she's choking right now.
You like the... never. Hold on. Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Hold that thought. We're going to discuss Jeff Pizzacchi choking.
Here we go.
Of July into your calendars, because this is the day when the Large Hadron Collider will start colliding particles at the highest energy we have ever done before.
One of CERN's goals is to recreate Jacob's Ladder and to reopen a portal that is said to have existed between Earth, Mars, Venus, and Saturn when the planets were in alignment many years ago. CERN are pretty sure that other dimensions do, and they're making it their goal to ensure that they open the portal for their use. Who knows? Out of this door might come something, or we might send something through it. Now, prophecy in numerous parts of the Bible refer to a coming day when portals will be opened and spiritual entities are going to pass through and come to the earth.
Get ready for timeline shifts, Mandela effects. You're about to see a lot more than you've ever seen.
Start looking for a lot of different type of Mandela effects. Vortexes in the sky, things of that nature. They're going to restart CERN at the highest energy levels ever. in that reactor. They believe that it split the time continuum back in 2012, hence all the Mandela effects since then.
So there you go. What do you think?
That's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit.
All I know is if they do this and I get superpowers, I'm all for it.
Okay.
Because that's how it happens in the comic books. There's a science experiment going somewhere and something goes wrong and some unwitting person hundreds or thousands of miles away gets struck by it and then they become a superhero. So if that happens to me, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I don't think that we're going to get superpowers from this. I have a feeling like something huge like the big giant Stay Puft Magic Marshmallow Man will come in and destroy us all.
I didn't see the new Ghostbusters movie, did you?
No, it's the one with the women?
No, they redid it with Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray. And yeah, they redid it. I heard it was pretty good.
I did go see Maverick, the Top Gun movie.
Oh, okay.
That I really enjoyed.
Everyone who went to see it seems to have liked it. They said it's something that should be seen on the big screen.
I agree with that. It was pretty amazing. And you know me, I ventured into a movie theater by myself. I've never done that before either.
Like Dora the Explorer. You did it. You did it. You did it.
You're a big boy now.
I'm a big boy now. I'm a big kid now.
Yes.
See, the Mandela effect.
See?
That's a callback.
I know it is. So 4th of July weekend, a lot of people were out protesting the rights being ripped from women because they can't have an abortion anymore. And they're very upset about this. So what I wanted to bring this up because you're a conservative and I know you to be pro-life and I'm pro-choice.
Ah, look at you worshiping Moloch over there.
Who?
Moloch.
What is Moloch?
Moloch was the god that the Jews that lived in the valley of Gehenna south of Jerusalem worship. They would throw their babies alive into like bonfires to sacrifice them for their own selfish good.
Okay. All right. I understand you would think
because
that.
most abortions are done for selfish reasons, like 99% of them.
That is true. I'm not going to even disagree with that. That is true. I agree with you that they are done for selfish reasons.
Hold on. Dear Diary, you'll never guess what happened today, but John agreed with me on something.
Stop it. No, listen, I agree that they were done for selfish reasons. Like a young girl gets, is fucking around, gets pregnant, and she doesn't want to have the baby. And the parents don't want her to have the baby. The parents, because it's hard on a young woman to have a baby. It really does ruin their lives. They should wait until they're married.
But does it though?
What? Does it ruin
really ruin their lives?
It sure can. I believe that.
Ruins a little strong. Maybe it will delay things that they wanted to do or alter them in ways that they originally anticipate. But does really bringing another life and caring for it and loving it really ruin your life?
If you don't want it, I would say yes. Now listen.
And that's what adoption's for.
There's 400,000 kids out there that need to be adopted. I don't see anybody stepping up.
And there's 36 couples for every child that needs to be adopted.
So then why is there 400,000?
All you pro-choicers always like kind of like not that they own it, like adoption doesn't exist.
Well, if this is
or
the
like
case,
it was never a thing.
If this was a case, then why is there any children in any foster care whatsoever? If there's 36 people that want a baby,
because the state is usurping the needs of what what the charities used to fulfill and the church. And the church is not just the Catholic Church.
Okay. All right. That's not what I want to talk about.
You started this.
I did. I understand. I understand. So they're out there marching. And now they hate America. Women and men. They're very upset about this. And they don't want to celebrate Independence Day because they're not independent anymore because somebody's telling them what to do with their body. So we have this.
Well, that's not... Well, go ahead.
Let's play this. That won't play. You cunt.
Oh, wow. That escalated quickly.
Yes, it did. Play, you cunt. What just happened? Let me see something. Let's try it again. Let me rewind you.
How does the American flag make you feel now?
Awesome.
I asked this question because on July 4th, me and my family were celebrating and shooting off fireworks, and a Jeep was coming down the street, so we had to get out of the street. And as the Jeep went by, it had 2 American flags flying high. And in the South, that typically means Trumplicans and Trump supporters and all that wonderful shit. But I looked at my neighbor and I asked her if she got a knot in her stomach when she saw the flag now. And she said, yes, she did. And I just attribute that to the insurrection. I attribute that to all the Proud Boy and white supremacist waving the flag high and just the Trump tards. And so I feel this way. I really do.
Well, I am impressed by her commitment to stupidity. Some people are all in, and that's it.
I know. I mean, to me, like, and there's another tweet out there where it even gets, where there's a bunch of people talking about it, it even gets worse. So here's my thought. Whatever the mainstream media is doing as far as this insurrection, which, in my humble opinion, it was a bunch of nitwits that went up there, broke into the Capitol.
And most of them were flagged in. Come on in.
Well, yeah, there are people, but there were other people that just broke windows and broke into the Capitol.
Plus, you got that Fed guy that Ted Cruz pointed out.
What was his name? I can't remember his name now. But yes, that guy. He was walking around.
Well, like 1 year. Did you see the pic? Not to interrupt you, but this. I'm piggybacking off on that whole thing. They had allegedly there was going to be a demonstration to support the people that were arrested at the great insurrection, the threat to our democracy. And there was a photo of like 4 or 5 people that were all dressed exactly the same, that were showing up at the same, because basically they were feds,
right?
Dressed up as the way feds think that
khaki pants, black T-shirts, yes.
And nobody showed up because nobody was like, it's all bullshit. So like they were there. It was like basically entrapment.
Yes, the same
and
thing.
And it makes me wonder how many of these feds were part of the police department or dressed as the police department, encouraging them. Like, yeah, come on in. And you can see some people in the crowd like, yeah, I think I'm going to stay out here. I'm going to wait on this one.
No, I get it. I mean, to me, there's 2 different people. They're the people that broke into the Capitol and were fighting with the police that were in there fighting with the police, going into offices, wrecking things, doing damage. They, as far as I'm concerned, they should be arrested and prosecuted. It shouldn't be over a year.
Well, they haven't. Well, they haven't been charged with insurrection. They've been charged with trespassing and criminal mischief.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it was an insurrection. The Democrats are saying it's insurrection.
But you get Antifa people and BLM people that are getting arrested and just turned loose. So why are they leaving these people? And they did a lot worse. I mean, this country burned for 8 solid months.
Yeah. It's definitely a rigged system. In other words, when Biden said, Antifa's an idea, it's not an organization. What, are you out of your fucking mind? Well, he is, but what, are you out of your fucking mind?
He's going to get even with those gas companies now.
Yes, he is.
Lower the prices. Yeah, that works.
He's a moron. He thinks that the guy can go out. They make like what, 15 cents a gallon?
Not even. The average profit on a gallon from the operator is like 2.5 cents a gallon.
No, I can't believe.
In the state, that's all. The state of California makes $1.18 per gallon. And what did they do to make that happen? Nothing. They just decided to tax it.
Yeah, they just raised taxes on it again.
Yeah, they didn't explore for it. They didn't refine it. They didn't get it out of the ground. They didn't, refine it. Like I said, they didn't like truck it to the stations. They just have their hand out. They have no risk, and they're getting all this financial benefit.
$1.18 a gallon
in California.
That's ridiculous.
The average, I know guys, I have friends of mine that had service shops, and one of them made the mistake of leasing an old Shell station, and he had to pump gas, and he got out of that lease as soon as it was up. He says because he was paying somebody minimum wage, which at the time, let's say it was like $7 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
He was paying somebody minimum wage to pump gas because in New Jersey it's illegal to pump your own gas. to make 2 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
And that's why when you go to gas stations, they have potato chips and soda and everything to offset that low profit margin. The government reaps all the rewards. It's the independent owner gas station guys. They're taking the risk and they're making the least amount of money.
Well, when my dad had the gas station, the first thing you did was you asked them if you could check the oil. And when you went out there to check the oil, you didn't just check the oil. You looked at the belts. You looked at everything. See
Right.
if you see something leaking. And this way you could point it out to them and then maybe make a sale as a repair because that's where the money was. So,
Right.
All right. So anyhow, what the fuck were we talking about? I forget what we were talking
Abortion.
about. No, we weren't.
And then we went into the great insurrection.
Insurrection. All right.
For those of you watching at home, it's just great to watch John's face when he just loses the thread of where we've been.
Absolutely. It's getting worse and worse, dude. I'm telling you. I'm going to be one of those guys in the nursing home sitting there saying, I remember when I was on the radio.
You're going to be like Abe Simpson screaming at the sky.
Yeah, that's me.
Grandpa
me.
Simpson.
Yeah, there we go. I don't even know where we were going with this. I completely lost my train of thought.
Great insurrection.
I understand that, but I have no idea why I was talking about it now.
Charged.
Nothing.
They should be charged.
Oh, yeah, they should be charged. All right.
Mm-hmm. That's where we left off.
I understand that. And this has to stay in because it's hysterical because I can't think of where we were. And then when I go back to edit this, I'll be like, oh, Jesus Christ, that's what we were
Even
talking
more
about.
hysterical is your look of perplexity.
God damn it. All right. Well, that's it. I can't think of it now, so we'll have to go on to something else.
Anyway, I had a great
4th of July.
Independence Day. Thanks for asking. No, I was at work, and then we came home, and Diane had her brother and sister-in-law and my brother Joe over, and I feel bad because they had to wait for me to come home from work before they could eat. I told them not to do that, but yeah, it was nice. It was a nice time. The weather was a little cooler, which was good. I mean, you expected to be hot in July, but boy, one day last week, it was steep. It was really oppressive. I picked the wrong day to wear a black shirt. That day, I can tell you.
I watch from my air-conditioned window people that go by with the lawn equipment. I'm like, God damn, it's got to suck today. I remember what I was talking about. I was circling this thing back because
Chip's tacky.
I was circling this thing all back because I think that when that CERN Super Collider did something in 2012, it shot me into another dimension. And the reason I say that is because I think I'm in hell. Because everything has since 2012 has just dropped off the cliff for me.
If that Super Collider shot you into another dimension, then I experienced it in 1987 because as long as I've known you, you've been this way. So.
All right, let me get to my point. All right, so my point is now that my knees are completely wrecked and I'm having a hard time moving around and all that. So what I found were these VR goggles.
Okay.
And you know how much I enjoyed playing poker. All right. I've always enjoyed since 2004 when I watched it and we started our own poker league and all that. I used to go to bars and play in bar leagues and stuff. And I haven't been able to play in 2 years. And playing online is okay, but it's really not that much. I miss the interaction with people.
It's like kissing your sister.
Yes. I miss the picking up tells, the betting patterns and all that you get when you play live poker. So I say that to say this. So I get on here, this VR goggles, and you go to this place called PokerStars VR, and it's like playing real poker. You're at the table. When you move, they move, and you can pick up tells. Like when someone's the flop, they look at the cards, and they look at their chips because they know they're going to bet. And that's one of the biggest tells. So they have a strong hand, you know they're going to bet. So you can't bluff them with that because they're going to call. All right, so that this is all going on. And, so I'm watching and I'm playing and I'm doing pretty good. I started out with 300,000 in chips and now I'm up to 1.7 million in chips. So I've only been playing $20,000 sit and goes. So you can only make.
Is this real money or is this make believe money?
Dude, if this was real money, would I be sitting in this shithole right now? Of course it's not real money. It's play money.
Why are you where you're at?
Exactly.
With fire engines going by every fucking day.
Yes. Exactly. So this is why I'm talking. I'm in hell. So lately I'm in there and you can play at any time. There's any time you can just throw on these goggles. You could jump into a game and sometimes we have a lot of fun. Let me tell you the chicken hat game. So I go into this one table tournament And I show up, and there's 8 people to play, and I'm number 7 at the table, and everybody at the table, all 6 of them, have a chicken hat on. It's just this goofy chicken hat that they're all wearing, and they're all staring at me with these big, goofy chicken eyes. So I'm like, what? So I go, what the hell did I just show up to? So it's just a bunch of people that they all got together at a table.
Sounds like a fetish room.
Yeah, I said, well, Jesus Christ, I feel like I'm in Vegas, and they were at like some kind of Purdue conference was there, and I'm at the table with the guy that won the Plucker of the Year. So we sitting there, and another guy shows up, and we're just messing around. You know how we grab ass, and these people were grab assing and making fun, and we were doing this, and the guy got so upset because we kept trying to get him to put a chicken hat on. Oh, they bought me a chicken hat, by the way. I said, I'd wear a chicken hat, but I don't have enough money to buy the chicken hat. Because you can't buy with your chips, you got to buy with credits. It's a whole thing. Mm-hmm. I just didn't have enough. It was like $800.
This is how the Hare Krishna work, you know?
Yeah, I understand. So the guy goes, boom, all of a sudden this present opens up, and it opens up, and I got a chicken hat. So I put the chicken hat on, and we're sitting there, we're having fun, and we're saying, come on, put the chicken hat. The guy got so upset, he left. He quit. He forfeited his chips, and he just left. So we play the game. We're having a great time. Afterwards, they go, come on, big poker, let's go play another one. All right, let's get in another one. So now we all 7 of us are at the table, and there's one seat we're waiting for him, and let's stare at him when he shows up. So we're all sitting there. All of a sudden, this black guy shows up at the table. Blink, he blows in, he looks in, and we're all just staring and looking at him, and he goes, what in the hell backwoods country fuck table did I show up to? What the fuck is going on here with the chicken hats? So we said, well, we'll get you a chicken hat if you want it. I ain't wearing no fucking chicken hat. But we had so much fun with him. He was...
Dude, I would have blinked in, saw the chicken heads, and blinked the fuck out. I'm like, yeah, you know, just...
So... Anyhow.
Like walking into a Rocky Horror Picture Show screening, like, okay,
I know.
I'm done.
So here's my hell. So I found a game that I'm playing, and I'm playing good, and I'm playing well, and I get to this point. So now what happens is I'll set these players up, and I'll get them, like I'll slow play them or whatever it is, and I'll get them at an 80. Like I have an 80% advantage, and they have a 20% advantage to win the hand, and we go all in, and all the cards have to come out. And I am getting rivered. That's what the last card in poker is called. In Texas Hold'em, rivered. And they're beating me the last card.
Well, wait a minute. What does that mean, rivered?
Rivered. So in Texas Hold'em, you have 2 cards, and there's 5 community cards. And there's bettings between. I'm not going to explain the game. But the last card is called the river. So now I'm 80% on the last. So coming up the last card, I'm 80% to win the hand. And they get a miracle card, and they win the hand. And this is happening so much that I believe that I'm in hell. I believe that Super Collider did something. It threw me into another dimension where I'm in hell and I lose on the last card of every time that I get knocked out of a tournament when I'm an 80% favorite. Now, I'm not going to lie. It doesn't happen every time. Every once in a while, I step on my dick and I get taken. But there's a lot of time that I'm getting beat on the river. And it's brutal because I'll just sit there calmly and I'll go, like they'll need a 4. There's 3 of them in the deck. Every other card in the deck besides those 3, I win the hand. And all of a sudden I go, that'll be a 4. Boom, 4 comes up. I'm like, it's just ridiculous. And that's why I believe I'm in hell. Because it's just like the same horrible thing happens to you over and over and over again. That's why I believe that the Super Collider has done something and thrown me into another dimension. And I'm talking
to that, huh?
Yeah. And I'm talking to another dimension Deuce. Like you're probably somewhere in Florida right now, living on a yacht.
I only wish. I wish I was in Florida.
Yeah, but see, your other Deuce is here in New Jersey, just grinding it.
Did you see the new Doctor Strange movie, Multiverse of Madness?
No.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I'm not into all that shit, but you know me. I'm not.
There's my American flag, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Diane got me that for Christmas.
I think I have one. Is that wood?
Yep.
I have one of them in my house, too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
American, you.
I need to take that and bring that in here and put that on the back wall.
Yeah.
I will do that later. I am a copycat.
No, but I bring it up because of the Multiverse of Madness. It was actually I went to the theater to see it opening day. And now at this point, there's like so many Marvel movies that you can gauge how good they were When it was just like 3 or 4 of them, it was like they were all good. And then they start piling them up, and that wasn't as good as this one, but And it was weird because I saw it in the movie theater, and I was like, yeah, it was okay. And then it started to stream, and I watched it on streaming, and I enjoyed it a lot more. It was a way better movie watching it in the comfort of my home because, as we mentioned, there's no ushers to tell people to shut the fuck up anymore. So now, but it really goes into that alternate versions of you, and that's why you said there's another version of me in Florida and whatever. So that's why I asked if you had seen the movie. I know you've seen some movies, but you don't go out to play that often either. So
well, it's not that. I watch them. I just don't get into these movies, these Marvel movies, these comic movies. I don't know why.
You didn't read them as a kid. That's why.
Well, I mean, I've watched I've watched them, and
no, I mean, as a kid, you didn't really get into comics. See, I did. I got all my comic books from when I was collecting them from 1968 to like 87. I got all these. I still got them, and some of them are worth money, from what I'm told. So I think that's the big difference. Where the people that really go crazy for these movies, like me, is because they were great. And it seems funny to say because in school, I used to know a lot of shit that my classmates didn't know because they didn't read comic books. So when the science teacher would ask a question like, does anyone know? And then I had the fucking answer because I was sitting in the back room reading Iron Man 123 when he goes up against the Mandarin, It's like,
well, again, you are the keeper of the knowledge.
Yeah. Sometimes that's a curse.
It can be, but
having a good memory is a blessing and a curse.
Oh, I would say it's a blessing. As to somebody that's lost, me, back in the day when we would sit there and have it, joke telling, we would just start telling jokes. Did I ever run out of jokes to tell?
No, that's your superpower.
No, not anymore. I've lost it. It's gone.
Nah.
Now, I read jokes the other day, and I was going to use them. I was going to use them on the Boomer Bunker, and I was going to throw them out to Bob, every 5. Couldn't remember one of them. I go to where the jokes are in my mind. Like I open the door, like, okay, where's the jokes? And I was going to pull one out and read it. And I go and I open it up, and it's just an empty room. There's nothing in there.
Crickets, spiders.
Yeah, so that's why I'm in hell, Deuce. I can't do anything.
Maybe you should get out more.
No, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
I think your joke telling ability, I think that's a social skill. Because when I was a traveling sales representative,
yes,
I ran into so many people and they would tell jokes, and then I would tell jokes to them that I agree with you. When I stopped doing that for a living in 2010, in that 12 years, my repertoire is like really, I can't remember too many of them. I remember a few, but back then, 2010, Deuce, I would have a million of them because you would like walk in. I covered 4 states. So I had a joke for every flavor: West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Delaware. I could play to the crowd. No, I can't do it now.
I remember, and I think you were there. I remember we were at Kaminsky's, which was
where else would we be?
Right. Which was a local drinking establishment that we used to frequent back in the day.
That we frequented so much that I moved 3 blocks away from it. I still got all those shot glasses and beer mugs.
We used to steal those. And I remember one night we did Guy Walks Into a Bar Joke. Guy Walks Into a Bar Jokes, and we did them for hours. Mm-hmm. We sat there, and I had one. I can't even tell you a Guy Walks Into a Bar Joke now. I can't even remember one. This is why I'm in hell. This is why I'm in hell. And it's driving me crazy.
I think some people don't appreciate the dumb jokes anymore. Like, here you go. Dumb jokes. Now they call them dad jokes. But once upon a time, before they were dad jokes, they were just called a dumb joke.
Dumb joke.
So, okay. So, did you hear about the cow that jumped over the barbed wire fence?
No, I did not.
Utter destruction.
See?
That was a dumb joke, but now it's a dad joke.
Right, because dads tell him.
That's because of the matriarchic war against the patriarchy, saying that all men are evil. That's what it's all about. I call them dad jokes. But I digress.
That's true. All right. We have some questions from the audience. Would you like to take them?
Wow, really? Is this a bit or is this real?
I was in Discord and I said, hey, we're recording today with any questions for Deuce. And I got 3.
Oh, okay.
All right. From Devin, who used to be my co-host at Gaslighting, and also he was a Rubbernecker back in the day.
I know Devin from Rubbernecker back in the day and Gaslighting.
Okay. He wants to know, are birds real or are they drones, especially pigeons?
Well, birds are real. Along pigeons, have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
I don't think that I have.
Yes, you have.
I have.
Pigeons are full grown by 6 weeks.
Oh. Okay.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. There you go.
And yes, I do believe that there are some birds out there that are drones, because now that I see these articles where they can make drones as pretty small. I want to say maybe as small as a honeybee, so which terrifies the shit out of me. So I guess that's a yes to everything that Devin asked.
It pretty much is. All right, Access Denied. He appreciated the European history talk that we had on the last episode. And he wants to know if you have any thoughts on the Holy Roman Empire.
It's funny because we're having a lot of discussions about the Holy Roman Empire in the sense that I know about it and my coworkers don't. So
okay.
For those that don't know, the Holy Roman Empire was started by Charlemagne in the 8th century. And it encompassed mostly Germany, France, and at times, depending on the Muslim menace, parts of Spain. So,
okay. Are we done?
What was the question? I mean, I know about it. What does he want to know?
He just wanted a history lesson, but I think that's good enough. Fuck you, Access Denied. You thought you were going to trip up Deuce on the Holy Roman Empire? And Deuce, I'll swear on my life right now that I tell you about these questions.
No, you did not. I could tell by your face when you got bright red and you started to choke to death. So I think I get the impression. I think I just stuck it up somebody's ass by answering that question.
All right, and the last.
By the way, Charlemagne's father was Pippin the Small.
Who doesn't know that? I mean, everybody knows that.
Oh, everyone knows about Pippin the Small.
Of course.
He was in Lord of the Rings.
Oh. I had no idea.
Well, that's a nice literary reference.
All right. And then Duchess of New Jersey says, so I don't know anything about Deuce. Perhaps he can introduce himself, tell a little bit about him, his family, and how we met. The abridged version, because
meaning me and you?
Yes.
Originally, my family's from Philadelphia. We moved to New Jersey in 1969. I grew up 9 miles outside of Philly. A lot of my family still lives there. And you and I met through mutual friends. They were going to Camden County College, as were you. And I was making money, working for a living.
Mm-hmm.
And they dragged me out to an event that they knew this guy, that he's a disc jockey and he's going to be disc jockeying the event. And they dragged me down there.
Mm-hmm. And this was
October 10th, 1987.
1987. So that's how long we've known each other.
Right.
Deuce's wife is named Diane, or she's also known as
the Queen of Dilly Dally.
The Queen of Dilly Dally. He has one son. His name is the same as Deuce's, but we call him
Wise.
That's
because my wife calls me Wise Guy.
Right.
And he started out as Baby Wise Guy, but then that was kind of cumbersome, and it just got shortened to Wise.
To Wise. Yes.
Yeah. And my dad owned a pizzeria, and I did mostly sales jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. And that's how we met. And then Deuce came to Camden County College, and he was also working at the radio station, WDBK, the college radio station.
I was the oldies guy first.
Wow.
You were the oldies guys before me.
I was the first oldies guy, but then you turned into the second oldies guy.
And then the thing is, the way you got to be the oldies guy at WDBK is you had to have the fucking records in 45s, which John and I did.
Nobody else had them.
You had a 2-hour show, and you had to like drag all the oldies shit in with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how because the station outside out of on the cart tree, we had Martha Reeves and the Vandellas on cart,
Which was
I don't know why on a cart. We had Martha Reeves and the Mandela's Heat Waves. Vandellas. I said Mandelas. That's a callback to Nelson Mandela.
Right.
We had that on a cart, and we had one other oldie on a cart.
I can't remember any of this, but
I think it was an Elvis Presley song, but I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Jailhouse Rock. It might have been Love Me Tender. I'm not sure.
Right.
So nobody wanted to do the oldies show. And I can tell you why nobody wanted to do the oldies show, because it was a lot of fucking work. Because back then, compact discs were just coming out.
Mm-hmm.
They were exorbitantly expensive, and the radio station did not have one. And every oldies song is 2 minutes and 10 seconds or less. So you spent 2 hours queuing up records and talking them up. We only had 2 turntables.
Yep.
And that was it. So you were hustling. That's when I came up with stand-up radio, because you didn't have a chance to sit down in the disc jockey chair. You had to just constantly keep moving, queuing up records.
Yep. This is all true. So that's how we ended up doing it. So, so Saturday morning, that's when the oldie show was for me. I don't know if you guys did in the afternoon.
10 to 12.
10 to 12. And so the college was closed down. So I figured out how to take the request from the phone line we had. And it was all young girls that would call. And I used to say, WDBK, we're spinning the hits for the girls with no tits. Because they were all like 7, 8, and 9. So, yeah, that was it.
Then I got to be the top 40 on Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was Monday.
You did Monday night.
You were Tuesday.
Yeah, we did, what was it, 7 to 9?
7 to 10.
7 to 10, yeah, 7 to 10.
7 to 10.
So you did Monday night, and I did Tuesday night. And
I think
the Bitter Asian Man did Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
And Lady Pink did Thursday night.
Yes.
And depending on who was around, did Friday. Friday night was a cursed night. Because you had Ivan the Terrible, you had Grey Wolf in there.
It was like a hodgepodge of
which Friday night was not consistent. And I didn't know anything about, at that time, I didn't know anything about popular music. I kind of just got thrust in there. So I just said, well, fuck it, I'll make it all request.
Yeah, and then Friday night we used to hang there on Friday night, so whoever was on the air we would torture.
Right.
We would torture.
And then we would go out and drink.
Yes. Because we were old enough to drink. The rest of those kids were like 19.
Yeah.
All righty. So, have you thought about Discord anymore?
About what?
About joining?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
that's just crazy talk. What are you talking?
All right. So for the next episode that we do in a month, what I would like to do is, if we're not going somewhere live, what I would like to do is bring the show live in the Discord so people could hear us record the show.
Mm-hmm.
There won't be any video, no video, just audio. And we could record the show and they could listen to it. Now, they won't be able to talk to us, which is that's a blessing in disguise. But they could listen to it live if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
There could be a chat up where they could chat and we could answer questions on the fly. We can do that in Discord. If that's acceptable to you, I'll set that up for the next time we do this.
Oh, as long as I'm safely anonymous.
You're safely anonymous.
As far as video, I don't want anyone to see my empire in here.
Of course not. I can't even see you.
Look at that desk.
Listen, I've been sitting here the whole time looking at your forehead because your camera's adjusted. I can't even see your face.
Well, that's because of the desk I designed.
I understand.
That my brother Joe built me.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, Joe built this desk. This will survive the Holocaust. Because Joe is a real engineer. He over-engineers the shit out of everything. Well, you know what it is? When this desk was designed, I know this is stupid, but when this desk was designed, I wasn't an Apple guy then. So you know how big an Apple computer is. So this computer sits monstrously high. If I go like this, now you can see me.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, but I run the empire from this desk. I mean, I got pigeon boxes underneath everything. It's all, and no one cares. I know.
No, I'm not saying no one cares.
No one cares.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm trying to do right now.
What's going on with trying to find another location?
Honestly, I've dropped the ball because I'm in hell being beat by young kids playing internet poker. To be honest with you. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm going through all the shows that we did, all the shout outs, and I'm getting rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
And all I have left is
2.
No, there's.
I mean, 2 for you. I know mine. I know.
One,
I know my shot.
No, there's 1, 2. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 shows that are still here. That when the last day we left.
Oh, okay. When we went down that list.
So
okay.
yes, yeah. This is pretty easy to do this way, but I do want to go out and do live stuff again. Mm-hmm. I've got the itch for doing that. All right, I guess it's time for some podcast shout outs.
Alrighty then. We start off with the Jason and Mindy podcast starring our friends, Jason and Mindy.
There's Who's Right with Doug and Anthony.
Also our friends. The Unwritable Rant with Juliet Miranda.
These are all our friends. Why would we shut them out? Shut them out. They're not our friends.
Well, because I thought I would set the pace with our friend, but you just dropped the ball.
I did.
Good, you do you. You do you.
Okay. I Shake My Head with Lisa and Sam.
They're not your friends?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
The Robin Slim Show with our friends Robin Slim.
Married as Fuck with our friends Randall and Brooke.
The Boomer Bunker with our friend Bob and some guy John.
That's me. And then Brilliant Observations with Amy and Melissa.
Also our friends.
Yes, they're all
and
friends.
Our friends at the Rubberneckers podcast.
Can you name them?
You, the Australian guy.
It's your friends.
Some guy that like is confused about his sexuality. I mean, I don't know who they are. That's it, right?
It's with me, Dave, Jody B, and Josh.
Okay.
I
missed one.
My friends.
So I missed one.
It's okay. Oh my God. All right. We would like to thank you so much for joining us. We come and we do a podcast once a month until Deuce decides that he wants to do more.
Yeah, okay. You know, it's funny because 2 months ago when we restarted this, I was not busy, and now I'm busy.
Of course you are.
I got 2 empty apartments.
Oh, no.
But the good news is they left in excellent, immaculately clean conditions, and I will be able to get them up and rented out pretty quickly.
All right.
So it shouldn't take too much time.
Okay.
It was at that point that the apartment burned to the ground.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. We are on social media at BrandXPod on Twitter. And you know what? The links are in the show notes. If you want to go follow us, please go follow us. And there's a link to the Discord that Deuce will never come into. But there is a link to the Discord you can come in. And if you have questions for us, you can ask us questions through social media and also the Discord. Thank you so much for listening. We will be back next time for another episode of the Brand X Podcast.
Farewell.
Will you shut the fuck up so I can end the recording?
That's it. We're just getting into it.